Hey, welcome back. My name is Matthew. I'm here with a special guest.
Greetings, fellow humans. It's Melinda the Good here.
We're going to be playing some Hearthstone. We're going to play a bit of Miracle Rogue. Looks like we're facing against a Shaman.
So I never actually play Miracle Rogue that much because I didn't realize it was still alive. So how does your deck work?
Well, the main idea behind the deck is to build up to a really big Gadgets and Auctioneer turn where you're going to cycle a whole bunch of cards and build up combo pieces so that you can do a reasonable amount of damage with Leroy Coldblood. But in the middle of that, you're going to have things like Swashbuckler bringing patches out of your deck, which thins your deck, so you have a higher chance of drawing good cards.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, why you had pirates in a Miracle Rogue.
Yeah, it's just because I feel that patches is incredibly overpowered. And so putting in subpar cards is worth it because it actually thins your deck out.
You got a pretty good card from that.
Yeah, although I won't have any Jade cards to go with it. Oh, what kind of Shaman do you think we're up against? Do you think it's Face Shaman, or Mid-Range Shaman?
Face Shaman.
Yeah, probably Face Shaman.
Every Shaman on ladder has been face so far.
This is actually an interesting turn, because we have a lot of options. So, we could backstab Shiv and trade one of our guys off. That would be 3 damage, we'd cycle a card. An alternative would be if we want to use the coin, we can backstab coin SI. And then this will die and we'll have a stronger board. Or we could play it a bit slower. He's going to be overloaded. He's only going to have 2 mana next turn.
What about Hero Power? Is that not a good play?
Hero Power would work, but it's pretty slow. And if this is aggro, we want to get ahead as much as we can. I think probably the backstab Shiv is what we'll go with. Hopefully we'll draw something interesting. Another backstab, that's good. We'll keep Patches alive because he's just the most overpowered card in the game. Don't want him to die.
I really don't know how I feel about Patches. Just seeing it draws great anger from me.
But he's in charge now.
Did the Shaman just draw that card? Because I think he played out of turn then.
That's interesting. I wasn't paying enough attention. I don't know if he top decked it or not. If he had it in his hand before, he should have played it on turn 1.
So what's the play here?
Again, there's a few options. I don't really want to use the backstab right now. Probably what we should do is Swashbuckler first, see what we get. And our plan will be, if we don't get anything good, we'll coin out the SI agent and trade off the patches.
Sounds good to me.
Alright. Ooh, Lightning Storm. Alternatively, we could save the coin and backstab and dagger. That also saves the patches, but it means we don't get a 3/3 on the board.
I think having board control is pretty important at this point.
Alright, we'll go with the SI agent then.
I think the last thing you want is that Tunnel Trog to grow.
Yeah, definitely. And if we can keep him off of having minions for our turn 4, when we play the Tomb Pillager, then he's going to be in a rough spot. So here, he used his entire turn to kill our 3/3. We can just trade in there, and then we'll have our Tomb Pillager uncontested. Now, unfortunately, if he has Hex, then that'll be a good answer. But what are the chances of that?
I don't know, it's hard to predict for someone who plays Jade Shaman.
That's true. He might not even be playing Jade Shaman, though, because Jade Lightning is pretty good anyways. If he just has the Jade Lightnings and the 2 mana Jade Claws, and that's enough to make them strong cards on their own. But you're probably right, he is probably playing Jade Golem. The current roping is probably a mistake on his part. He wouldn't be doing this to put us off our game or to get under our skin at all. Likely he forgot to hit the end turn button, because with a name like Raoul Duke, he's clearly an upstanding citizen.
That's an issue I have with a lot of Hearthstone players. They're just distracted.
Yeah.
They're either doing two things at once and then they forget to end their turn. They're roping a lot. I mean, I enjoy Hearthstone, but I don't want to be playing 20-minute games every round.
That's true. It's nice to have long games occasionally, but this is supposed to be a fast game, so we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope there's no hex.
So what do Jade players usually play on turn 5?
Well, they're gonna want to be setting up for their Aya Black Pawn turn 6. So, okay, this is the hex. I think for the most part on turn 5 you would be playing off curve, maybe playing the 4 mana Jade card. I forget what it's called though. The 2/3 that summons a Jade.
I just know it looks like an annoying kitty and it screams.
So I think here we're going to play our SI agent just without the combo, and we'll dagger up. The alternative would be to cycle our Fan of Knives.
You don't seem to have a lot of minions in this deck. Or is it just your
It's just
hand?
my draw, I think. As soon as we get our first Gadgets and Auctioneer, we're going to start cycling pretty heavily. I think we're going to just cycle the Fan of Knives, because the sooner we draw our good minions, the better. And we'll kill that just in case of Flame Tongue Totem.
So did you hear about the new rogue legendary from Ungoro?
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird card. Jade Spirit's the card we talked about earlier. The new legendary for Rogue. I feel like it's not really a Rogue card. It's a flower.
Yeah, I'm not sure what plants have to do with rogues. They could have thought of just much better themes for rogue.
Yeah, I'm
Like
a little bit
stealth.
disappointed about it. It's a strange decision on their part. So I think here we'll go for the Lightning Storm and then probably the SI agent.
That does overload you for next turn. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, if we're overloaded for 2, we'll still have 5 mana, but we don't have much in our hand to play anyways unless we draw into it. If we play Aya this turn, then he can just take the trades and he only needs 1 damage to finish her off. If we're playing the SI agent, we need to combo it somehow. So we probably backstab an SI. But then we're floating a lot of mana. Alright, we'll hold on to the dagger. We don't need to swing with it right now. Right now we're playing kind of a delaying game. We're just waiting until we get our Gadgets and Auctioneers, or maybe a Conceal with our Questing Adventurers, and then we'll start to build a board he can't deal with.
I can't wait until these drakes are out of the game.
Yeah, they're a very, very strong neutral minion. Alright, well I think we're just going to start with a Shiv to cycle. We'll Shiv on this guy, because we're probably going to have to trade into him. Of course, if we plan to just sap that, it's an option.
He does have a lot of spell power on board right now.
Yeah, we are going to have to deal with his stuff. So let's Shiv and see what we get. Alright, so next turn we would like to go off on our Gadgets and Auctioneer. So we're going to want to save all of these spells. Trading here keeps our Auctioneer safe. And then we can finish this off with our dagger next turn.
I don't know how you could play rogue. It always just seems so risky to me.
It's a very all-in type of class. You play on the edge of the knife, constantly fighting just to keep things from going completely out of your control. And then you have your huge swing turns where you take over the game.
So this is the big turn for you.
Yeah, so this is the big turn. So this is a decision. We can sap the Drake, which is a huge mana deficit for him, or we can get rid of the taunt. I think we'll go for the mana deficit, because we're not winning in the next 2 turns at this rate.
He does get to draw an extra card, though, from the Drake.
That's true, but he has to invest 5 mana into it, and he needs to kill this as well, so... I think we'll go for another prep. Okay, conceal is exactly what we were looking for. That is perfect.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, you also got your questing adventure. That's good for you.
Perfect, perfect. And we got through all the taunts. That did take our whole turn, which is why usually when you have gadgets in turn with lots of spells, you want to just start playing quickly. You don't want to... Yeah, you need to think about what you're doing, but it's hard to explain why you're making those choices while you're doing it.
He got lucky with the lightning storm.
That is really unfortunate for us. It's not the end of the game, but that certainly sets us back a ways. We're going to just draw with the Drake. Okay, it's a pretty decent draw.
Thank you. Here we
We're starting to draw into our minions, and we're almost out of cards, but you can see we're drawing our heavy hitters now in the late game. If we'd drawn them earlier, we would have been a little bit further ahead.
This deck is just so stressful and so intense. By the way, I do really like your legend card back.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Jade Lightning. Second Hex. Well, he's hexed all of our Tomb Pillagers, so sucks to be a Tomb Pillager here. Alright, so we have 5 cards left. One of them is a Conceal, and we need the Conceal for our questing adventurers. So we're actually going to draw this turn, so that next turn we can Conceal them.
I got the best deals anywhere.
There we go.
So what happens when you run out of cards for this deck?
We lose. If we run out of cards and he's still alive, then he's successfully weathered the storm, and we'll be toast. Now that double taunt is gonna hurt us quite a bit.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not looking good for you right now.
Of course, he didn't kill our Gadgets and Auctioneer, which seems to me like a mistake.
I don't think he could. His minion was only 3 attack. Unless he had...
That would mean he has 0 damage in his hand.
Don't think he needs it. All his damage is on board right now.
Well, he doesn't have enough to kill us, and he left our Gadgets and Auctioneer alive, which means we have a minion to contend with his board. So I think we can set up to kill him next turn. So we need to play these. We're going to need to Conceal. I think we're going to eviscerate this.
I'm almost out of cards.
Alright.
So I
Now-
guess you did that to avoid.
Yeah, I want to
Drawing your
avoid
cards?
the one fatigue damage next turn. So our plan will be to dagger this. Oh, he's got another taunt. Alright, we probably won't be able to do this then. I believe we have a sap left. So if we sap this, we Leroy this, we dagger this.
I'm out of cards.
Okay, so that will give us 1, 2, 12, plus 9. Yeah, I'm afraid we're not going to be able to do this. We'll go through the motions anyways, but it looks like we've been defeated by the Shaman this time.
Here we go.
It was pretty close though.
It was pretty close, but not close enough. Alright, good game, Raoul the Duke.
That was very intense.
It was. Rogue is very intense to play. Right, he's mulling over the possibilities. He's not quite sure how to do it. Seems that Jade claws, alright. And the lethal will be the fatigue. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you all in the next video.